What is up, everybody? um, yeah, the show's still around. Crazy, but yeah, I'll give you a quick update. The show's still around. But I put priorities before this show, which was very important. Um, Being married, having an pretty much almost a full time job, and owning a dog, which you'll hear her or maybe jump on the screen. Who knows? But I felt like I needed to put the show more on hold and stuff, and it it never got the leg or whatever you want to call it that it needed to. I just felt like maybe I need to take some time off and stuff. But I have watched movies. I have seen some really good movies, and I just wanted to talk about. There's Ray. I wanted to talk about one specific movie I felt that it got mixed reviews. People loved it or hated it or whatever. I specifically am on the not hate, just dislike things, and that is Star Wars. The Last Jedi. Saw that. I thought it was a pile of almost crap. I'm not gonna give it my time to go see it again in theaters. I feel, and I'll get into it. I have some major problems with it. I will say this: visually, it is cool. Visually, hands down, really cool. Anything Star Wars, it's visually cool, and I can understand that. And I'm the type of person that um can handle the craziness and politicalness of movies or how movies are made. Sorry if the camera's shaking, cause Ray. But and I'm on doing this on my phone, so yeah. And I can look past certain things, even if it bothers the heck out of me. I'm open to getting past it and stuff. I like to have an open mind when I go see movies. But Star Wars was one of the first movies that made me want to walk out. And now that people have seen it and people have seen it, I can talk about things. I could talk about how crap the Rose character is. Who I felt like the movie had characters in it that were pointless, and I'll get into those things. And if you want, you can comment. I'm doing a live stream on my phone. Things on it's new for me. Um, One of the main things I had was the light speed or hyperdrive ship used as a weapon. Why couldn't you use that in the other movies? Like you and people are saying, "Oh, well, that would mean suicidal." No, you could just remotely do it. You could take an X-wing and remotely use it as a weapon. You wouldn't kill any of your soldiers, and you would, yeah, it's just one ship. Boom, there you go. You've defeated the the Empire, and that was one other problem I had. The other problem was the casino scene. How moronic do you have to be to put that scene in there? It serves zero purpose. Some people are like, well, it builds up to the kid who uses the Force. No, it doesn't. Here's how you could do it, because this is why the Last Jedi story is so crap. And I feel, and I'm gonna get this. I'll get back to the whole casino scene in a bit. But here's this problem that I have with it, and I get it. This is very. I understand this. Is very understandable. When you get a director and he or she or whoever gets to have a job like to direct Star Wars, you have two types of personalities going into that. One is, ooh, I'm a professional. I get to work on Star Wars. Let's do this. I have a job. And two, ooh, I get to work on Star Wars. Let me make my own Star Wars. You're making part two of a new trilogy, and it follows zero things of what's going on with the first one, Force Awakens. This had none. It didn't build it. There's nothing. It's like Ryan Johnson. Sorry, I've dealt with a cough before Christmas, and I'm still dealing with it. But Ryan Johnson, great actor or great director, visually good director. I like his stuff. But he made his own Star Wars, and it doesn't fit very well. Now with the casino scene, this is where I get really pissed off. in the sense of you don't need to shove every stinking diversity crap that doesn't fit. And I've tried to explain this, and this is the problem. A lot of people, and I on Facebook or anywhere, I hate mentioning, yes, I worked in the industry, yes, I've done this, because it makes me sound like a pompous ass, and I don't want to sound like that. But it got to the point where this is moronic and retarded. That the fact that we have to be politically shoved in diversity. I'm fine with having a female lead. I'm fine with whoever. I don't care. You could have, and this is probably going to get me banned again, you could have a black transgender lesbian Muslim be the lead. I don't care. I really don't. The problem, though, is does it fit with the story? And I mentioned this in the past episodes before. Does that fit with the story? Specifically, does Rose's character fit with the story? Does she serve any purpose than just be a check off a checklist of an Asian female for the Asian demographic audience? If you're just doing a checklist, and this is really pisses me off, it could be any movie that does this. If I made a movie, I'm looking, does this gender slash race serve a purpose in the story? If it doesn't, me as a director, not going to use it. Because I don't want to bend my own specific rules and bend the actual rules of storytelling in film to please certain people or group or community. It doesn't help the story. You may feel emotionally drawn to it, but does it really serve a purpose? And I feel like Hollywood has done this so many times. You got Ghostbusters, crap. You got Ocean's 8, which is going to be crap in the first place. The only one that I'm actually kind of excited about is the Expendables female cast, because that looks cool. I've seen the cast on it. If they ever make it, cool. Go for it, because it probably would fit the story. Rose's character doesn't serve a purpose at all. The only thing they wanted to do was use that character to show diversity in a city, in a scene, and try to free animals. That's the whole point of that whole section there. That didn't serve purpose. Because here's the thing, this is why it's a stupid scene. The casino scene is stupid. I don't care if it's a tankina or whatever you say. I don't care. We don't need that kind of look in every single Star Wars. Because the purple hair chick told Poe Dameron exactly what her plans were, they wouldn't have gone there. And the janitor Finn wouldn't have killed Phasma, which was the stupidest thing ever. Because I actually was pretty excited about Phasma. She looked like a badass, and I was pretty excited. The problem is, though, she was in it for like 20 seconds and dies from a janitor. That doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. If Phasma, who is this high commanding, ranking warrior officer, gets beat by a guy who really doesn't want to be there, no, that doesn't make any sense. I'll say this, the cool scene was with and I'm going back and forth and everything, was when Kylo and Rey fought together. I thought that was cool. I was like, ooh, this is a cool scene. Until they kill Snoke, which was that. My whole theory is that Snoke really didn't die. He projected his image elsewhere. So I think he might be still alive. But if he isn't, you've just killed off. No backstory with Snoke at all. I would like to have like somewhat, maybe 2 minutes of a backstory. And they didn't show that. They decided, let's kill him off because we're just going to kill off everyone. And I felt like that was just, you're just like, meh. I felt the Rey parent scene was kind of a middle finger to everyone, and a lot of people were like, meh. But you've built up this whole thing like, ooh, Rey's parents are in Force Awakens. Where? Rey, like everyone wants to know, and then she's a nobody. I'm fine with that, but if you built up this person like Phasma, like Snoke, you built up these characters, and then they're nothing at the end, they become pointless. Like Kylo's the only person that I'm actually intrigued by, and will go see the third one because of Kylo, because he's somewhat interesting. He still has emotions with his mom, halfway dying, which is wow. So everyone knows that Carrie Fisher passed away a year ago, and I was like, okay, I would love to see how they're going to do a tribute. They decided to do the Superman and Batman v Superman thing. Kill her, but not really kill her. She's never used the Force in any of the Star Wars. She's only connected with people using Force sensitive things. That's it. We've never seen her use the Force. She's, she isn't trained in that. She dies and then she comes back alive. Why? Now you have Princess Leia still alive, but Carrie Fisher's really dead. How are you gonna do that? How? It like there's a problem. Let's see what you're gonna do. You're gonna re-kill her, like that. Why? Also, and I thought Mark Hamill did a pretty good job at Luke. I thought that was really cool. The other problem though is milking a whatever alien monster that is. Why? That scene is stupid. The whole movie is filled with more jokes than you possibly can. They're trying to do Marvel. I like Marvel for the sense of humor, but I take it as it is with Marvel Studios. But why try to make everything so humorous? Yes, Star Wars has always had humor, but it's never been this much. And I just feel like it's a giant mess, and J.J. Abrams is going to do the next one. And I feel like he has a lot on his plate. Not saying what he did with Force Awakens was amazing. It has its ups and downs and stuff. But I feel like as a person who spent most of his time growing up on Star Wars, having Star Wars be the door for me to be into film, it's kind of like we don't care about you guys anymore. I'm just now waiting for them to kill off Chewie, which by the way was pointless. He was pointless to be in the movie. He didn't serve any purpose. I feel like what they're doing is they don't really care. They know you could have a donkey take a dump and slap Star Wars on it and it would make $1 billion. That's what their whole goal now is. It's a giant cash grab. There's no originality. And don't get me started with Han Solo. That movie is going to be not good because I didn't know this. The reason why Han Solo, which called Solo movie, which is stupid, come up with a better name, but okay, I'll go with it. That's the name I'll go with. Here's the other thing. The Solo movie comes out, I think, 2 or 3 weeks before Infinity War, the new Marvel Avengers movie. Solo is going to be the first, I'll say this, one of the first Star Wars to actually tank. It's going to bomb. I don't see it going past $500 million. The reason why is because you have a juggernaut Avengers 3. The next Avengers movie coming out. There's no and I get why the backlash of The Last Jedi, so they didn't really promote Solo movie. You have 5 months to do it. What are you doing? Like, what are you waiting for? There's no need for a Han Solo movie. I don't know why. They just felt like, okay, let's do it. I don't see, I'll go see it, but I don't really see any success out of that movie. The only 3 spin-off Star Wars movies is Obi-Wan. I wouldn't mind seeing that. After Return of the Jedi, what does he do? I would like to see that kind of story. A Boba Fett, make it rated R. Just go balls to the walls. Do a Deadpool style Boba Fett movie. That would be cool. I want to see Boba Fett. He's one of my favorite characters. And then Yoda. I wouldn't mind seeing a story of him younger. That would be interesting. But I just feel like Lucasfilm doesn't care anymore. And I'm getting more and more in the sense that the prequels are a little bit better now. Like, I've never been a fan of the prequels, but after watching The Last Jedi, I can almost appreciate the prequels a little bit. It's terrible, and I know I'm going to get backlash on that, but I feel like it's becoming a joke now. It's becoming this whole political social justice warrior shoving in our faces. We don't care. We just want to make a checklist, and that it ruins it. It really does. And people are saying The Last Jedi only needs to make $600 million to make a profit. No, it doesn't. It has to be a little bit closer to 700 million. It's or no, I'm thinking Justice League. My bad. Star Wars is making profits. My bad. I was in a debate with Justice League commentators. It's hilarious. Talking about people are who know nothing about film, talking about how much a movie needs to make. It's kind of funny because it goes into a lot more. I may talk about that in another episode, but it goes into a lot more of like details of like what how much a movie needs to make and stuff. And I've talked about that a little bit, but it's really interesting to see people talk about it, and they're way off. Like I feel like they're like, oh, I've read a few articles. I like to come. This has become a giant rant video, and people are gonna be like, you need to calm down. I'm rambling. I don't care. I'm the creator of the show. What do you? You're not gonna watch it. That's cool. Not many people watch this show. The people who do understand, and those are my groupies. Wow, I said groupies like I'm some kind of Twilight person. But this year, I want to stay positive. This year, I want to stay positive on movies that I see. Last year was a bunch of crap. Transformers was one of the first. Oh, that one was a rough one. But I want to stay positive. I think there's gonna be movies that are gonna be good. I just want to stay positive. I want to have a positive mindset when I go see movies or when I talk. I know I can come off as an arrogant ass, and I try not to. It's just that's something I need to work on. But the Last Jedi was just the breaking point where it's just like I'm done with this whole shoving, making a story. Just it's not fun. It ruined it for me, and I'm not mad. I'm just personally, for me, it was more of a personal hurt because I've spent most of my life watching Star Wars and just being drawn by it. And so, yeah, it's not like they were going, "Ooh, Steven, we're gonna attack you." No, it wasn't that. It's just I felt like you guys could have done better, like so much better, so much potential. But yeah, I there's some ups and downs. Maybe if I rent it and stuff, or if my wife wants to own it, we'll watch it and stuff, and I might like it over time, maybe. But yeah, so that's the episode. 17, almost 18 minutes. So I'm liking this new format and stuff. So yeah. If you want me to talk about other things, if you want me to rant about things on films, I can definitely do that. I can pull something out, or if you want me to talk about things, just let me know. Alright, you guys take care.